Bartek pisze, Kasia, po prostu przyznaj, że chcesz zjeść ziemię. Nigdy to nie jest prawda. Po prostu gdybym miała zjeść ziemię, byłaby to glina. Dlaczego ludzie jedzą ziemię? Izzzyzzz, która jest cudowną youtuberką, ma świetny styl, robi doskonałe makijaże i generalnie wygląda super hot i ma bardzo ciekawy wystrój wnętrz, ewidentnie bogate wnętrze, sądząc po jej niszowych zainteresowaniach. Spójrzcie, jaka jest queerki, ma całą szafę pełną maskotek z Garfieldem. Kochamy Izzzyzzz. Zobaczmy, co nam powie na temat ludzi, którzy na Etsy zajmują się jedzeniem ziemi. Yes, let's go.
There are a lot of strange products on Etsy. Long Furby abominations, real scorpions, supposedly haunted dolls. But perhaps one of the strangest rabbit holes on the site is a community of people who buy and sell dirt, soil, and clay to eat. I'm never disappointed with this product. Awesome texture and earthy taste. I'm an addict for this dirt.
Awesome texture and earthy taste. Earthy taste? I sure hope it is. Jeżeli zamawiam ziemię do jedzenia, chciałabym, żeby miała ziemisty posmak.
This shale stone is divine, timely packaged well, and tastes delicious. Awesome taste and cleanliness, no comparison with any dirt on this earth. Unparalleled taste and quality, best I can ever get. Been eating this for...
Okej, jak coś Izzzyzzz, to nie jest ona, tylko jest to ono. Używa zaimków they, them. Bardzo przepraszam.
3 years now. These are all real reviews for various edible clay and dirt products on Etsy, and they're just a drop in the bucket of the thousands and thousands of purchases made. This isn't some niche thing that 1 or 2 people are into, this is a thriving community. Which begs the question, why are so many people on Etsy eating dirt? Today let's take a look at the dirt eating side of Etsy to discover how and why this phenomenon came to be. Before we get into things, I just want to give a huge thank you to Tomboy Toes for sponsoring this video. Tomboy Toes are dress shoes made for folks with smaller feet who have a hard time finding what they're looking for in
Jak zwykle kradniemy content, więc przynajmniej obejrzymy reklamę. Może jesteście zainteresowani firmą Tomboy Toys. Chyba sprzedają buty. Oh my god, Bartek, czy ty możesz się uspokoić? Nigdy nie poruszajcie takich tematów przy Bartku, jak... Niech wam nie wpadnie do głowy nagle powiedzieć, jak to ziemiście pachnie, jak to pachnie ziemią, albo zapachniało wodą, bo zacznie się zaraz zadawanie pytań, co? Bo oczywiście Bartek nie ma pojęcia, że jest coś takiego jak zapach ziemi albo zapach wody i nagle będziecie musieli spędzić najbliższe pół godziny tłumacząc Bartkowi, czym jest zapach ziemi. A ponieważ próbujecie mu tłumaczyć to, włączając jakie inne zapachy mieszają się, łącząc się w zapach ziemi, to potem nagle powiecie, nie wiem, na przykład zapach torfu, gnicia i kakao. No i potem musicie nagle wyjaśnić, jak pachnie kakao, jak pachnie torf, czym pachnie gnicie. I zanim się zorientujecie, łapiecie kryzys egzystencjalny, bo nie macie pojęcia, co tak właściwie macie na myśli, kiedy mówicie, że coś pachnie wilgocią. Po prostu wiecie, że coś pachnie wilgocią. Nigdy nie zastanawialiście się nad tym, że właściwie czym jest zapach wilgoci, czym jest w ogóle zapach, czym jest sensacja, którą odczuwacie w swojej głowie, kiedy mówicie, że czujecie wilgoć albo kakao. I ten szalony krąg myśli nie zakończy się, dopóki nie rozbroicie tego wszystkiego na rzeczy, które mają pewien podstawowy vibe lub też smak. Bo Bartek nie czuje zapachów, ale czuje smaki. Więc jeżeli uda wam się powiedzieć, że coś pachnie słodko, albo coś pachnie paprykowo, jesteście w domu.
Traditional shoe stores, which rarely carry men's dress shoes in sizes smaller than a US woman's 9. They're a small trans-owned business whose mission statement is to boost self-confidence by helping people achieve a look that they've always wanted to rock. I have a few pairs of Tomboy Toes and I absolutely love them. They fit so well and are so comfy, especially for
Wierzę w tę reklamę, bo to absolutnie wygląda jak buty, które nosiłoby Izzzyzzz.
dress shoes. I got the Roguish Brogues in brown and black, and I'm honestly super excited to wear these with just regular casual outfits. They're super comfy and also just look really cool. I also got the Traveler's toe caps in black. They're actually really soft and warm, so they're perfect for outdoor events or traveling, as the name suggests. Whether you need high quality and stylish dress shoes for work, formal events, or just casual everyday wear, Tomboy Toes is perfect for those who wear smaller sizes. As someone who myself is non-binary and sometimes struggles to find more masculine clothing and shoes in smaller sizes, I'm so excited to be working with Tomboy Toes because making these things more accessible for everyone is something that I really believe in. Head to tomboytoes.com and use the code Izzzy់to get 10% off your first order plus a free tin of shoe polish and free shipping. Once again, that's tomboytoes.com with the code Izzzy់. Thank you so much to Tomboy Toes for sponsoring the video, and now let's get back into things. I and many others were introduced to the dirt eating side of Etsy through a Twitter post by the user Smalltime Jones, who wrote:
Czy możemy się zatrzymać nad stwierdzeniem Earth Eating Side of Etsy? Dlaczego jest coś takiego jak strona jak Earth Eating Side of Etsy?
Accidentally discovered edible dirt Etsy and what the fuck is happening? Many were skeptical. They wondered if the people in these posts were just LARPing or fantasizing about eating dirt and the products in question were just chocolate crumbs or cookies made to look like bits of earth and clay. But no, this is actual dirt from the actual ground that sellers are harvesting, packaging, and selling on Etsy. Others insisted that the dirt was just being used for cosmetic purposes, mixed into mud masks and used in skincare products.
What? What the hell? W sensie ja też myślałam, że to jest jakiś produkt spożywczy, który po prostu robią tak, żeby przypominał ziemię. Nie, to jest faktyczna ziemia.
Etc. And while yes, some buyers are definitely using these products for non-eating purposes, most of the reviews are praising the taste, the crunch, and the earthy texture. At a certain point you have to...
The crunch? To jest ostatnie, czego bym chciała, jedząc ziemię. Szczerze mówiąc, nie żebym była osobą, która generalnie jadłaby ziemię, ale jakbym jadła, to chyba nie chciałabym, żeby była chrupiąca. Chciałabym, żeby była konsystencji brownie.
To stop coming up with excuses and just accept the fact that people on Etsy are buying and eating dirt. A quick search on the site will confirm that yes, edible dirt Etsy does exist, and edible dirt and clay products are actually pretty popular. Earth for You store, Red Dirt store, Edible Chalk, India Goodie store, and Red Dirt Craft are just a few popular sellers on the site with hundreds and in some cases even thousands of sales and reviews. Between these larger shops and of course the smaller sellers, because it's important to support small businesses, there are a ton of different options to cater to all kinds of earthy tastes, no matter how obscure. Firstly, there's your classic dirt option. The most popular type seems to be red dirt, which is often found in warm, dry climates and has a sandy, earthy taste. Chalk is another popular option, and a listing for White Mountain Natural Edible.
Okej. Coraz bardziej jakby jedzenie kredy zbliża się jakby w obszar czegoś, co jestem w stanie zrozumieć.
Russian chalk. The description reads: if you are looking for a classical chalk taste, then this is the one for you. Brilliant white in color, easy to chew with hardly any grit. A listing for edible Casper chalk is described as having a fresh and creamy taste with a soft to medium crunch. You might also be wondering about this assurance that the chalk is pure and clean. A lot of edible dirt listings claim to be clean and safe, and we'll get to that later. Perhaps the most popular and widely available product on this side of Etsy is clay. It comes in many different forms, from basic chunks to edible pots to clay dust baked into cute shapes. I also want to share a few.
Glina to gdybym jadła ziemię jest zdecydowanie ten typ ziemi, który chciałabym jeść.
What I like to call wildcard listings, which basically means that I don't know what they are, but they look like they would be like a delicacy, like the caviar of the clay and dirt world. Orenburg tiles. They're these large square tiles of what I believe is some sort of chalk, and they just look like they'd be a treat. Ural pop chips. These are from the Ural Mountains, but it's
Bartek pisze: Kasia, po prostu przyznaj, że chcesz zjeść ziemię. Nigdy, to nie jest prawda. Po prostu gdybym miała zjeść ziemię, byłaby to glina.
Described what they actually are, some sort of clay, I assume. These are marketed in an uncharacteristically fun...
Jest tak mało jedzenia konsystencji gliny, a glina ma taką topkę konsystencji, moim zdaniem. Taka podtopiona trochę czekolada. To jest konsystencja gliny i to jest prime experience.
and quirky way for dirt Etsy with quotes like, "These pop chips are a favorite among crunchers and fans of ASMR, and unleash your cravings today. Euro pop chips are sure to inspire and delight. Add a touch of nature's beauty to your taste buds with our premium chips." Firstly, I'm tickled that people who like to eat crunchy clay are called crunchers, and secondly, whoever wrote this description needs to get into marketing ASAP. Slim Jims. Just a quirky name for.
Powiedziałabym, że zamówię tę jadalną ziemię specjalnie po to, żebyście zobaczyli na streamie, że wcale mi nie smakuje, ale założę się, że Izzzyzzz zrobi to w tym odcinku i będę strasznie nieoryginalna w ten sposób.
Slate pencils, which are actually pretty common on dirt Etsy. As far as I can tell, they're just pieces of slate thinly cut into long pieces. Again, whoever wrote this description needs to be hired. I never thought I'd want to eat slate, but here we are. It's also worth noting that while Etsy is a very popular spot to shop for edible dirt and clay, it's far from the only place on the internet that sells it. I found tons of listings on eBay from a multitude of different sellers from around the world. Same with Amazon, where there were listings for all kinds of clay, from roasted clay pucks to edible clay sauces to purple Astana clay chunks and more. There are several small businesses with dedicated sites as well, including chalkandeurope.com, Earthy Goodies, and the appropriately named Yummy Clays. I found this one site called Earth's Clay Store, and I figured it must be really popular because all the clay was sold out. But then I found a recent.
Kasiu, kup sobie taką sól do lizania dla sarenek i krów. Ale czy to nie smakuje dosłownie solą? To nie jest po prostu słone? Dlaczego miałabym lizać coś, co jest po prostu słone? Dildo Glamour, dziękuję za suba. Znaczy mam jeden pomysł dlaczego, ale nie byłaby to na pewno kulka soli.
Blog post announcing that the store was closing, and it's a wild read. With much prayer and thought, I will be closing Earth's Clay Store. Almost 7 years come this April and running this business, it is now time for a change. There are a few reasons for closing. The Holy Bible makes reference to the earth mourning, the earth being cursed, and finally the whole creation groaning. Which made me wonder, if the earth is so sad, then what is happening to me when I consume it? In short, it is also making me sad. I considered my life up to this point. Depression runs in my family. I get depressed at times. Could eating chalks and clays be a contributing factor? Or even prolong my depressive state? Large quantities, yes. Small amounts every once in a while, no. Temperance is what is needed. For this reason, I can no longer...
Moment. Jedzenie dużych ilości ziemi może powodować depresję? Okej. Czy ta pani zamyka swój sklep z jadalną ziemią po 7 latach, bo Bóg jej powiedział, że ma to zrobić? Ale nam się pięknie łączą wątki dzisiaj.
Huge seller, as I may be adding to others being depressed and even addicted. We can all see that the world is changing. I believe time is speeding up because Jesus Christ's coming is imminent. How will I be able to buy and sell if I keep the commandments of God and the faith in Jesus? Only those who have the mark of the beast will be able to buy and sell, so instead of not being prepared and having the selling platform blocked because of my beliefs, it's best to close it myself and start preparing my body, mind, and soul, preparing myself physically, mentally, and spiritually for Jesus' second coming. It's so interesting to me to see a larger seller decide that they're doing more harm than good by selling edible clay to people, not for any health reasons like toxins or chemicals, but because they think it's unholy and causing depression. Sometimes you stumble on a little corner of the internet that is so far removed from anything you know that it just makes you realize how vast the World Wide Web really is. While all of these edible dirt and clay products are interesting on their own, what makes them even more fascinating are the comments and reviews attached to them. These Etsy users not only buy and eat dirt, but they're often highly discerning, critiquing dirt and clay that doesn't meet the described taste and texture. Tasted and smelt like petrol, not crunchy at all, gummy, gritty, and tastes of plastic burn.
Okej, ziemia smakująca trochę jak benzyna. Szczerze mówiąc, dla mnie taki lekki benzynowy posmak nie byłby czymś, co kompletnie odrzuciłoby mnie od ziemi. Okej, taste of plastic, odpalony plastik już zdecydowanie tak. Not crunchy at all, znów. To, że nie jest chrupiąca, tylko gumowata, moim zdaniem raczej na plus.
small pieces that were not my usual nakamat. Very disappointed this time round as I had been ordering for years. Must have been an old batch because it was nasty. This time it wasn't as clean as from my first order, but the taste was not bad. This was my first order. It was good, but it tasted more like red nakamat with a bit of salt than anything. I didn't taste any smokiness or gasoline flavor, which is common with black candy. Very crispy, but that was not the taste I was expecting. It's not sticky. I prefer sticky clays. It has a strange aftertaste. So yeah, people criticizing dirt for being unclean or tasting bad is kind of hilarious in an absurd and ironic way, but it's also really interesting because it gives us a look into this world. For people who eat dirt, it isn't a punchline or a silly online gimmick, it's a thing they actually do regularly enough to develop
Nie powiem tego.
Their own particular taste, their own likes and dislikes. Which again begs the question, why on earth, pun intended, are so many people eating dirt and clay? And well, that's
Bardzo śmieszne, Izzzyzzz.
a complex question with a lot of potential answers, so let's dive in. Or should I say, let's dig a little deeper or something. Let's dig in.
Yes.
I don't know, sorry.
You're cute.
Isn't that your teeth? This is a smoky granite.
Pica is an eating disorder characterized by a desire to eat things that are not food. There are many different subtypes of pica.
A to wiem, widziałam horror inspirowany tym zaburzeniem.
Acuphagia is the desire to eat sharp objects, hyalophagia is glass, metallophagia is metal,
Nie, kiedy robiłam Babis Media Presents na temat dziwnych schorzeń, nie uwzględniłam pajki, bo stwierdziłam, że nie chcę za dużo generalnie chorób psychicznych uwzględniać w tamtej prezentacji, ponieważ choroby psychiczne w samej sobie są na tyle w jakiś sposób złożone i interesujące, że zajęłyby całą prezentację, więc bardziej wolałam się skupić na innych częściach ciała.
Phagia is lead, and geophagia is the desire to eat earth, soil, sand, clay, and chalk. It's most commonly reported in children and pregnant people because, you know, kids tend to go through phases of eating non-edible objects, and pregnancy can cause all sorts of wacky cravings for all kinds of things. And quite a few reviews that I saw did mention satisfying cravings, so that could point towards this explanation. Another explanation could be mineral deficiencies, which some theorize could explain the
Znów. Nic nie powiem. Po prostu spójrzcie na ten kadr. Nic nie powiem.
urge to eat clay and dirt. The body is seeking out vitamins and minerals that it needs, like how animals will lick rocks and dirt to get all the goodies they need for their little gut microbiomes or whatever.
Okej, nie chcę jeść ziemi. Nie chcę jeść ziemi, ale niech ktoś mi zrobi czekoladę dokładnie tej konsystencji, co chałwa o tej konsystencji, albo czekolada o tej, co ta pani jadła później, chwilę.
The urge to eat clay and dirt. The body is seeking
to?
out vitamins and minerals that it needs,
Oh,
like
yes,
how animals
please.
will lick rocks and dirt to get all the goodies they need for their little gut microbiomes or whatever they have. Deers just be licking trees and rocks and shit, so you know, it would make sense that it would be the same for us. Kind of. Wikipedia states that those suffering from geophagia are more likely to be anemic or have low hemoglobin concentration in their blood, lower levels of red blood cells, and lower plasma zinc levels. However, it also states that biological abnormalities are rarely found in those with pica, pointing towards a purely mental cause in most cases. However, dirt and clay eating can also just be a cultural thing, not caused by any urge or craving, but practiced as a societal norm. Kaolinite, also known as white dirt, is a chalky mineral which is popular in certain states in the US. From an NPR article, quote, "There's an old saying in the South, a child's gotta eat their share of dirt. Mamie Lee Hillman's family took this literally, but they weren't just after any old dirt. I remember my mum and my aunties eating that white dirt like it was nothing," says Hillman.
To jest dobre powiedzenie. Dziecko się nażre trochę ziemi. I guess dziecko się nażre trochę ziemi. Od dzisiaj tak mówię. Jak coś pójdzie troszeczkę nie tak, będę mówić dziecko się nażre trochę ziemi.
Who grew up in Greene County, GA, and used to go with her family to dig for their own dirt to snack on. It was an acceptable thing that people did. Here's a Reddit post depicting some kaolinite for sale at a local grocer. Though the label claims that it's a novelty item, the comments confirm that kaolinite is commonly sold in the South, especially in Georgia, for the purposes of eating. Similarly, in Jalpatan, Mexico, there's a traditional candy called a chagosta, which is made of edible clay and earth. From Wikipedia, quote, "The clay used to form the chagosta balls is extracted from certain mounds, caves, or sandbanks. In ancient time, the
Jakie kuleczki!
sweet had a
Oni to pieką?
mainly medicinal and
Grillują?
religious function. Today, its consumption is increasingly scarce and only a few older people in Jalpatan know the recipe to produce chagostas. Alongside these more modern examples, humans have been documented eating dirt as far back as 2 million years, meaning that the practice is far from a recent development and certainly didn't
Okej, ale jeżeli to jest specjalna, jadalna ziemia, to znaczy, że to już nie jest zaburzenie, prawda? Bo zaburzenie pajka polega na jedzeniu rzeczy, które nie są jadalne. Jeżeli to jest jadalna ziemia, where problem?
start with hungry Etsy users.
O Jezu, tak, robienie ciast w piaskownicy, albo nie tylko w piaskownicy, generalnie robienie mikstur z błota i tak, i pieczenie ciast z różnego rodzaju kałuż. Generalnie różne konsystencje błota były tak ważne dla mojego dzieciństwa. Jakby kojarzycie, jest taki konkretny stan błota na konkretnym etapie życia kałuży. Kiedy kałuża już prawie wyschła, tak że nie ma już w niej wody, ale jest to taka łata ziemi, w której przed chwilą była kałuża. I jest tam taki rodzaj błota, który jak zaschnie, to popęka potem w taki śmieszny sposób od słońca, ale póki jeszcze nie popękał, jak przejedziesz po nim patykiem, to jest taka idealna konsystencja do rysowania rzeczy. One się zachowują trochę o konsystencji lodów. Wiecie, o jakie błoto mi chodzi. To jest prime błoto. Nie ma lepszej zabawy niż takim błotem w dzieciństwie.
Though the popularity of edible dirt on Etsy is a really interesting way that the ancient practice has evolved to suit modern times.
People just like to explore and it's a unique looking area.
So there's a lot of divisiveness about eating dirt online, go figure. On one hand, there are those who support and partake in dirt eating, a prime example being the buyers and sellers of edible dirt on Etsy. Judging by their comments, many of these users are regularly dining on clay, dirt, dust, and chalk, so much so that they've come to form their own particular tastes. Tiles and pots, cookies, slate pencils, red dirt, chewy clay chunks, they know what they like and what they don't like, and they're not afraid to point out when dirt tastes bad or descriptions aren't accurate to the taste. Even aside from these more extreme examples, there are plenty of people out there who believe that eating dirt and other minerals in moderation is fine and even healthy. Maybe it's a local or family tradition passed down through generations, maybe it's for a home remedy or other medicinal purpose, or maybe it's a way of getting vitamins and minerals without having to take supplements. Let your kids eat dirt to strengthen their immune system has been a popular sentiment for a really long time, and clearly some people have continued practicing that well into their adult years. Obviously, there is another group entirely that thinks dirt eating is gross, weird, unhealthy, and even dangerous. On the subreddit r/living in Korea now, one post reads, "Eating clay. Hello, I am looking for grey clay to eat. I have a calcium deficiency and like to eat some clay. I checked Coupang and they sell clay, but I found it a bit expensive for what I used to buy in my country. So I was wondering if there are any Korean sources of edible clay around Daejeon, or anyone knows where I can buy it for real cheap, that would be nice. Thanks." The responses are all negative, ranging from concern to outright disgust. This sub has officially gone weird. If you know you have a calcium deficiency, get some calcium supplements and stop eating mud, WTF. Why are you even trying to eat discount ass clay? I'm sure you can splurge on some good grey clay, bro. OP, I think you might have pica. I think you need to crave a doctor's appointment and get this checked out. Wouldn't calcium supplements be better than clay? And I think that a lot of these negative reactions sometimes can come from a place of ignorance. Sensationalized TV shows and articles poking fun at those with pica are common, leading to a lack of understanding and sometimes a mocking attitude towards the disorder. However, many of these reactions clearly come from a place of concern, and rightfully so. There's nothing wrong or shameful about having pica, it's a disorder. I know there's this whole stigma around it because of those stupid TLC shows that make a spectacle of it, but pica is a real thing that people suffer from. And while obviously I'm not trying to say that it's bad or shameful for people on Etsy or any other place on the internet to want to eat chalk or dirt or clay, what I will say is that it can be potentially very dangerous. From an article in Medical News Today, quote, "Geophagia can cause a range of health complications due to the many potential toxic substances in dirt. During
to jest jadalna, czy nie jest jadalna to ziemia? To jest moje główne pytanie.
Pregnancy, eating dirt may also place the fetus at risk. If a person knows someone who is eating dirt or they are eating dirt themselves, it is important that they consult with a healthcare professional.
Dobra. Prawie wszystko może spowodować uszkodzenie płodu. Jakby, czy nie powinniśmy ewoluować jakichś mocarniejszych płodów? Strasznie delikatne są jakieś.
Doctor can help someone find out if their cravings are due to a nutritional deficiency and learn whether they are experiencing toxicity from harmful substances in the dirt, including heavy metals like lead. Despite the fact that a lot of edible dirt sellers label their products as clean, in air quotes, several reviews on Etsy mention biting into hard bits of rock and stone and even finding glass and other inedible and dangerous objects inside their clay. With edible dirt and clay
Okej, chyba przychodzi mi ochota na zamawianie ziemi z Etsy, żeby zrobić dla was taste test.
being a pretty niche market, it's highly unregulated. Most of these products are sold as novelty items and are no...
Powinniśmy znosić jaja i wyjebongo? Albo może powinniśmy zrobić trochę dłuższe, jakby to się dało zrobić po prostu, trochę dłuższe ciąże, ale wiem, że powiecie, co? Jeszcze dłuższe ciąże? Nie, ciąża jest ciężka. Nie, ale słuchajcie mnie. Dłuższe ciąże, ale w zamian za to wyskakuje z ciebie człowiek, który już chodzi i mówi.
As not being for human consumption, even though they are, to get around any legal issues that might arise from getting sick or injured from eating them. At the end of the day, these are natural substances
I ma kredyt i płaci czynsz? Aż tak to nie!
being mined and harvested, and there's no way to guarantee that what you're getting doesn't have lead or toxic chemicals or glass in it. In conclusion, I'm actually really glad that
Ja wiem, że nie przejdzie przez miednicę nie mówię o tym, przecież wiem, że tego się nie da teraz zrobić. Mówię, że zróbmy tak, żeby tak było. W sensie, żeby się tak dało, nie? Ewoluujmy tak w sensie. Nie to zróbmy, że fizycznie zmróbmy, tylko ewoluujmy w taką stronę.
I went down the edible dirt
Dobra, możemy się wszyscy umówić i zacząć ewoluować w tę stronę?
clay on Etsy rabbit hole because I feel like it gave me more of an understanding on why people might do this. Pica and geophagia are very real and not even really that uncommon, and people who suffer from it deserve help and understanding rather than mockery and judgment. However, that's not to say that dirt eating is a good thing. In moderation, some dirt every now and then probably won't kill you. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Don't quote me on that. I'm not liable for anyone eating dirt or clay. Please don't. But a lot of posts that I saw online showed an addiction and dependency on eating clay and dirt in order to soothe anxiety. If this sounds like you or anyone you know, I implore you to please see a doctor, because eating a lot of these substances in large quantities can be really dangerous, and there is definitely help out there for anyone who is suffering from pica or geophagia or just generally cravings for clay and dirt. Live your life how you want, obviously. I just don't want anyone to get lead poisoning from eating delicious clay tiles. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really hope that you enjoyed that topic. I saw the dirt eating side of Etsy post on Twitter and immediately decided that I had to make a video about it because I thought it was so interesting and going...
To prawda, jest ciekawe i kurde, myślicie, że nie ma jakichś takich jadalnych ziemi z atestem, że ktoś się przebadał, że okej, może nie mają żadnych wartości odżywczych i właściwie to po co to jeść, więc nie warto, ale nie zaszkodzić jak zjesz. Jakby była taka, to totalnie robię test, zamawiam różne i robimy to.
Going down the rabbit hole of discovering why, how, where, what circumstances lead people to eat dirt and clay was so interesting, and I really hope that you enjoyed listening to it. Apologies if my delivery or my voice sounds weird at all. I just got brain...
Nie brzmi dziwnie. Izzzyzzz, twój głos brzmi super, twoje delivery było bez zarzutu, żarty były śmieszne, doskonale się bawiliśmy.
That I'm still getting used to how they feel and talking with them, especially for long periods of time. So I'm really sorry if anything sounds really weird or kind of like a little bit slurred. I'm trying to get used to it, and I'm sure I will soon. So yeah, apologies for that. Let me know if you guys have any topics that you want me to cover in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye! A huge Thank you to my Garfield overlords over on Patreon. Sheriff Whiskey, Xavier Araujo, Bunzo, Sophie H, Simon, Katrina.
Jaki słodki rysunek. Dzięki Izzzyzzz i wiem, że tego nie usłyszysz i nie mówisz po polsku i nie rozumiesz po polsku, ale moje wyśmiewanie się z ciebie i krytykowanie cię to jest żart z tego, że jestem zazdrosna o wszystkie popularne osoby youtuberskie, które oglądamy na tym streamie. Mamy taki żart z moim czatem, że jestem insecure, ponieważ mój czat ciągle mówi do mnie ciocia i wypomina mi, że mam 48 lat i że wszyscy ludzie, których oglądamy, są zabawniejsi, bardziej queerki ode mnie. Martyna Baba pisze, nie martw się Kasia, wyglądasz na minimum 39 lat. Nie trzeba było dodawać minimum.